The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
The Red Sox have a little bit of situation going on in their rotation as they've been running 6 guys out there. It's really been kind of a piecemeal rotation of late as they're trying to bring back in Garrett Whitlock, Bayo, and you already have guys jumping around like Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck, Chris Sale, all these guys already in there. They've been running a 6-man, but it looks like after Thursday, once they hit their off day later this week, they're going to jump back to a 5-man. And the rumors currently are that it would be Tanner Houck as the one who would be called back to the bullpen and is only in line for his next start, assuming he is not needed out of the bullpen sooner than that. So, Brandon, do you think Houck should be the one who's the odd man out?
No. You could argue, you could put together a little case that Tanner Houck has been the best pitcher on this Red Sox staff this season, especially from the starter standpoint. He's thrown the most innings out of any guy. He has the best ERA out of the 6 guys in contention. And I picked him up in fantasy the other day, and he went off for me.
And Brandon needs points.
I need points. I finally got a win last night. Thank you, Adolis Garcia. Let me just tell you, what a game the other day, LJ. Anyways.
What a game. You weren't the recipient of the Yoshida game yesterday.
No, I wasn't.
I was.
But yeah, LJ, he's been the best pitcher on the Red Sox this season. He has. And to just move him to the bullpen because he's done it in the past, I get it. But for whatever reason, Chris Sale has never had to take any accountability for just how terrible he's been pitching. I mean, I'm not saying move him to the bullpen because he would throw a fit about it and complain. But
I was going to say, I would actually go with Kluber before I would go with Sale to the bullpen.
Yeah.
Especially seeing Sale has had back-to-back good starts. Like, he's starting to kind of, cruise a little bit here, so I think you don't want to kill that hot streak.
Wait, why Garrett Whitlock? Like, he was so good in 2021 coming out of the bullpen, and now all of a sudden you guys are just trying to force him into being a starter. Like, what?
They're adamant. This guy's got starter potential, man. And if you have starter potential, you have to be a starter. Heaven forbid you be the 8th, 9th inning save guy or the 7th, 8th.
He was so good in 2021, like really good.
If you let this guy go as basically your 3rd guy out of the bullpen, his flexibility is tremendous or like your third top guy. In a perfect world, you have a closer, you have your 8th inning guy, and you have Garrett Whitlock. And that Garrett Whitlock can cover a single inning. He can cover a multi-inning save if you want to rest or need to rest the other 2 guys, or he can be that first guy out and give you an inning or 2 after. His flexibility there in the bullpen is tremendous, but I've basically given up on that dream because they just refuse to see it. The guy I bring out here is Pivetta because, once again, he hasn't given you anything. He's going to give you a couple hot stretches here, but it's not moving the needle. But back on the Tanner Houck line here, and the reason I bring up Pivetta is because that is the other option that they are still considering, according to sources. But back on Houck, I would feel so terrible if he actually ends up being the guy who moves back into the bullpen now, because he has done everything you'd ask him to. Brandon read off the stats here. It also is worth noting, too, his expected ERA is quite a bit lower at 3.59 than his current ERA. And so he's giving you everything you could ask of him. He's giving you everything he should be asked to do. So why are you, disincentivizing his work here by not keeping him in here? Further, if he gets sent out, it's on the Red Sox, and I believe this wholly because they put him in situations to fail. Yes, he does have 21 innings. I'm not sure why he has 21 innings. We know statistically that this is a guy who really struggles that third time through the order. And so if this is a guy who truly struggles the third time through the order, why do you keep testing him? That isn't a reason to move a guy to a bullpen, the fact that he can't go long. That's just a guy maybe you have to plan a little bit more around in your rotation. And so in my eyes, just because he fails there doesn't mean you should keep pushing him into it. Doesn't mean you should keep ballooning his ERA because, we're probably talking about him being sub 4 right now, which does make a difference in this conversation had they not tried to push him 7 in that last outing when against Minnesota, where, he gets through easily gets through the first 2 times through, and then starts to get hit around a little bit in the 5th, gets out of it with just 1 run. 7th gives up a 2-run bomb, gets out of the inning, and that's the end of his day. But there was no reason for him to go back out there after the 5th. You got him through 5. That's all you really needed him to do. That's all he really should be, at least at this stage in his career. Just let him do what he does well, and the team's going to be successful. It's agonizing.
Yeah, he's a legit 5-pitch pitcher also, according to Baseball Savant. Like, actually throws 5 pitches. And yeah, I mean, look, some of these expected stats are not good, like the average exit velocity in that. But I look at the whiff percentage of 80%. I see the expected ERA in the 64th percentile.
I was going to say, exit velocity doesn't mean anything if they're not finding the bat.
Right. And look at the expected batting average is above average. The K percentage is above average. There's a lot of good stuff here for a guy that is 3-0 and like LJ said, gets put in tough spots. He still has a whip under 1.25. And whether how much you like whip or not, I'm seeing that he's allowing about a base runner per inning and then 2 base runners every 4 innings. That's not bad, LJ. I'll take that guy quite a bit out there, especially when he's got some strikeout stuff. So he's also built like a pitcher, LJ. I mean, he's huge. He is a big guy. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out of the bullpen if that ends up being what they do.
And again, it worked out well last year. I just feel like, again, of all the guys to be putting him back there, because he does it well, he does this better or just as good. Let him ride. Let your best starter, not your best pitcher, but your best starter, let him ride.